something must be wrong when almost every single song has sex as its basis. When rap stars get famous after making lyrics that are shameless. When a woman is expected to sleep with a man who doesn't even know what her name is. And when artists are paid to degrade the very women that have made them. To the point they are nothing more than pieces of plastic that we can dispose of once they are no longer attractive. It's sickening and sadistic that this world's become so misogynistic. And you can call me unrealistic, but just listen to the statistics. 7 in 10 men view porn while over 75 million are addicted. 68 million requests a day for pornographic pictures, making 1 in 4 searches sexually related. It's like nobody even knew she existed until she got naked, degraded and abused over and over again just to gain millions of views. It's a shame we've subdued to a definition of beauty which is so misconstrued, as we judge each other's looks off of Facebook likes, Instagram pictures to filter off what we really look like. See, we are so obsessed with our outside, we have slowly lost sight of who we really are in real life. I mean, it's sad to see so many teens lose their self-esteem. Looking at these magazines thinking they have to look like what they see. Please, you are worth much more than a 2D image on a screen. You are a living, breathing human being. If only you knew what you really mean. Just look into your history books and begin to read of all the girls in the world who were capable to achieve, and you will surely see with certainty females like Fatima al-Fihri, who opened the first ever university, Rufayda al-Islamiyya, the first nurse to perform surgery, and Aisha bint Abi Bakr, the greatest female scholar in eternity. It's a shame you probably haven't even heard of these great female prodigies. Honestly, we don't need to give up our modesty in order to be successful. For you are worth much more than a commodity that is sexual. You have so much more potential if only you knew your worth. You could be like the greatest of all women to have walked this earth, like Mary, the mother of Jesus, chosen by Allah to be an example for the believers, a woman who stood strong even when she was abused, falsely accused and ridiculed for things she'd never ever do, so it didn't really matter when there was nobody else beside her, for she knew that God was Ar-Razzaq and her ultimate provider, and she had a trust in Him alone. Just like Asiya, the wife of Fir'aun, a woman who was brave and courageous, stood up for what was right and didn't let anybody change this, a woman who was fearless and laughed in the face of death, for she gave up the riches of this life for a palace in the next. Next up, Khadija, the mother of the believers, a wealthy merchant who had nurtured the Prophet for over 25 years, his first wife, the love of his life, and the mother of his kids. She was the first to believe in him when nobody else ever did. She just is, beyond any words that can make you understand. So much so that even Allah sent her His salam. She was grand and Allah assured her, just like her daughter, Fatima, the master of all women in paradise, a woman who would shine so bright she was nicknamed as Zahra, the splendid one with the most generous of hearts, a woman who gave up so much of her food she had no choice but to fast. She would fight on behalf of her father even as a little girl. And such are the examples of the greatest woman in the entire world. And it had nothing to do with how they looked, but for who they truly were. So ignore the standard of success defined by society, when God has said that the best of mankind are those who have piety, regardless of your shape, your color, or your race. For God does not look at your bodies, nor does He look at your face. Rather, He looks towards your heart and checks your faith. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the people say or who they think you are, when you could be like the greatest of all women in the eyes of Allah.
That was very inspiring. I'm not in the religion of Islam or quite religious at all, really. I'm in the agnostic position, but if I was part of this religion, this would really inspire me to become the greatest woman seen by Allah. But it's also very moving, inspiring for women of all races, shapes, as he said, around the world. It doesn't even have to be, you don't even have to be religious or be in the Islamic religion to understand what this person is saying. And that's, women are great, and women can become very powerful figures if we believe in ourselves. Not just we, as in if we women believe in ourselves, but the whole world believe in us. Just giving us the opportunity to receive education, show us, we can show the world how much worth and how much we deserve respect. And it's very moving. And I do a lot of body positive feminism movements in my social media platforms, and I hear these types of inspiring quotes, inspiring just talks like this a lot, and it's something that can really empower women. And I just wish that women can have more access to these types of talks, whether religious or not, because with the right words, with the right encouragement, we can really do a lot. So yeah, I really love this. And although, as I said, I'm not a part of the religion of Islam, I do have friends who believe in Allah and the scriptures, and I feel that I'm definitely going to send this to them, because it's honestly everything about woman empowerment. And as I said, if we just had the chance to become the greatest woman that we can be, I feel that both men, women, all the genders can just live in harmony and peace and understand all of our strengths and combine it together so that we can live in an absolutely magnificent, fantastic world where we communicate, we know each other's strengths, and we can work with that so that we can create an amazing society.
So I've just finished watching The Greatest Woman Spoken Word, and wow, that was powerful. I didn't realise those statistics about how much sexual content is viewed and requested online. I think that was really a shock. I think that was really quite powerful. I think especially as a female and someone who is trying to get into the modelling and acting industry, and a lot of it is based on how I look. So I think being told that my worth isn't on how I look but who I am as a person, I think in this day and age is so important. I think, and especially I think actually it coming from a man is quite interesting, that actually think no, everybody understands this pressure that society has put on us, and especially put on us as women in this day and age with social media and Instagram and edited photos and film and TV and all of that. The pressure on us to look a certain way or to act a certain way is so great. I think hearing that actually it's what's inside that matters, I think that really does resonate, and I think it makes you think about what is actually important. Is it how I look and how I go out and how the world views me? Or actually, is it how I look inside and how I view myself and how I want the world to view me in a good way as a person? Am I kind? Am I helpful? Am I a good person? Not just how I look here. You know, I think there is such a pressure to look a certain way, to get so many likes, to be what this standard that society has set, which is way up here. And I don't think whatever you do, you'll never meet that standard. Whereas actually, if we just set the standard of being a good person, everyone can do that. You don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to be a certain ethnicity or size or shape just to be a good person. And I think hearing that being said in such a powerful way really resonates, and I think it makes you really think, what is important in life? What do I need to make my priorities?
I think that everything that he said is I completely agree with. I think women are so overlooked. They're now, and especially in today's society where social media is such a big thing, everyone just sees who you are over social media. They expect you to look a certain way, your body, your face, to be perfect, like no spots, no cellulite, nothing. You have to be perfect, but that's not what reality is. People have imperfections, everyone has imperfections, especially women, and that should be embraced, not looked down upon. That is very inspiring, and it makes me feel annoyed that women are put down when they shouldn't be put down. They do amazing things. They have done amazing things, and they will do amazing things, and I think they should be rewarded, not judged. Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting video, and I agree that the stereotypes that you see on Instagram and social media about all these girls that look perfect all the time, that's not reality. Girls do not look perfect in real life. You're going to have spots, you're going to have under-eye bags, you're going to have an off day where you look really bad, and that's normal. It shouldn't be portrayed over social media that everyone looks amazing 24/7, because that is not real.
I really enjoyed the video, The Greatest Woman. It was definitely a journey of a video. It was quite like a shock at first, like the tone of the piece, but I think it's like for a good reason, because obviously it's a big topic to discuss, and it is shocking, like with all the facts and figures. It makes you think, wow, like, yeah, it's like a big deal, and it's a big thing. Definitely the whole thing about kind of beauty standards and the way like women are viewed in society is such a big thing, and really affects just women in general, kind of as they grow up, what they kind of aspire to do, how they're viewed, how they're kind of encouraged to do certain things because they're a girl, or like kind of discouraged against certain things because they're a girl. Yeah, it's crazy. And obviously about social media, how, you know, that's become such a massive thing over the last kind of however many years, and yeah, again, it feels like almost it kind of influences our lives so much, and our choices, and you know, why we do things, like why do we post things, why do we share these things online, why do we care so much about like how we look, and that is definitely a big one, social media, because it makes us think that we have to look a certain way because that kind of gets the likes and the follows and the attention, which is such a shame, because people should embrace kind of how they are, and not want to be something else to please other people. So it's such a shame, for sure. So yeah, it definitely, yeah, was relatable content. The good thing though, I thought in the video, was that it kind of went kind of on an upwards path at the end. I really felt like hopeful with all the inspirational figures that were mentioned, and this kind of gave me this like reassurance that actually no, I don't need to, you know, conform to these ideas of beauty and these ideas that, you know, I have to look a certain way or be a certain way to be successful, to be kind of influential, to have an impact on the world. So that was a really nice way to end. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the video.